Welcome to Kraken's Garage. Today we have some late-breaking news. Harley-Davidson is looking for a new CEO. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. It was a short message, but one many thought could be coming. Today, Harley-Davidson announced that its current CEO, Jochen Zeitz, will be leaving the company to retire. Harley's press release says the search process for a new CEO commenced sometime in Q4 2024, and that Zeitz would stay on board until the new appointment of a suitable successor and will remain CEO until such successor is identified to ensure an orderly leadership transition. Zeitz's departure is not shocking news. In October 2024, Zeitz was asked whether or not his job was at risk. Now we know that the era of Zeitz's leadership of Harley-Davidson will soon come to a close. The board praised Zeitz's tenure at Harley-Davidson, saying, and I quote, "The board is grateful to Mr. Zeitz for his many significant contributions to the company as CEO. These contributions include, but are not limited to, the creation and successful execution of the Hardwire, the company's 5-year strategic plan for 2021 through 2025, reinvigorating the brand, his leadership during one of the most challenging operating environments in the history of the company." While the statement praises Zeitz's performance, it's the usual corporate speak when a high-level executive leaves the company, whether of their own accord or with the crowd board members pushing them out the door. Zeitz certainly took the company in a new direction after the previous CEO, 𝕒𝕣𝕚𝕟, was not so graciously ousted. Zeitz's plan took Harley-Davidson in the direction of catering to Harley-Davidson's traditional customers. In other words, he stuck with the Grand American Touring, Softail, and trike bikes while killing off in the process or planned projects that were outside the categories. Take a look at this slide here. Comes from Harley-Davidson. At the end of 2022, Zeitz's Hardwire strategy seemed to be working very well, but the question was it sustainable? Many asked, and the answer is it wasn't. Whether Zeitz's Hardwire strategy was sustainable or not, it certainly made Wall Street happy, at least initially. But after around 5 years of implementation, the recipe has soured. Will they throw out the Hardwire soup or doctor it up somewhat, hoping for better results while they reassess their business strategy? So what's next? The question becomes, what's next for the 𝕒𝕠𝕒𝕒? Zeitz's Hardwire strategy to build less and charge more was a short-term winner, but for the last couple of years, things have not gone well. The outlook of this year is dismal. So when Harley's new CEO arrives, will a major course correction be made, or will the 𝕒𝕠𝕒𝕒 continue to full speed ahead with a Hardwire-like plan? It would seem that at least a minor course correction needs to be made so the company could chart a new course in sales, revenue, and profit success. Plotting the new course. In July 2016, Harley's previous CEO, Matt, rolled out a plan he called More Roads. To Harley-Davidson, its goal was to create more entry points to Harley-Davidson's brand. It was quite ambitious, and perhaps too ambitious. The More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan had an objective of launching 50 new motorcycles over the next 5 years. Shortly thereafter, 𝕒𝕣𝕚𝕜 upped the ante in an investor presentation and said that Harley-Davidson would introduce 100 new high-impact Harley-Davidson motorcycles over the next 10 years. Ultimately, 𝕒𝕣𝕚𝕜 didn't get a chance to fully implement his More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan. The U.S. economy in 2016 wasn't in great shape, showing weak economic growth and an increasing national debt and rising interest rates. 𝕒𝕣𝕚𝕜's plans may have been a good one, but was poorly timed. Another chance for More Roads to Harley-Davidson. Fast forward to 2025, things are different. While the company isn't in outstanding condition, it's better than it was when the More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan was hatched. Sticking to it just a few more expensive motorcycles isn't working. So it's a good time to re-implement the More Roads to Harley-Davidson strategy, but on a toned-down level. If More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan is an alternative, what would it look like? We will have to wait and see what Harley's new CEO thinks to get an idea of whether or not More Roads to Harley-Davidson plan has a chance. I've already had a bite at what if Harley's CEO Apple back in January 2021, and what would I do to reinvigorate the company? About 4 years later, I still think similarly. I genuinely believe the more roads to Harley-Davidson plan would work if the MoCo's board would stick with it long term, i.e. more than a couple of years. Harley doesn't need more big, expensive bikes. It needs a wider variety of bikes that cater to both young and older riders. That means smaller displacement models with lower price tags that are within reach of younger wallets. Take a look at this slide here. What's wrong with this picture? Similar bikes with eye-watering prices. They all are pretty much the same bike at 40, 50 grand in that range. Looking back at more roads to Harley-Davidson right up front, there are a few bikes that cater to more motorcycling and potential riders than a current Harley-Davidson hype of its open road image. Let's get back to making Harley-Davidsons more accessible to a larger group of people and not a targeted subset. Bring back some of the more roads to Harley-Davidson specific machines, e.g. give the Bronx and similar models a shot. Also think about introducing the baby Pan America. Yes, the current Pan America isn't a huge success, but with the baby Pan Am and other smaller machines, it won't be the redheaded stepchild of the family. Kill off the festering wound that is the live wire. Sell off its assets if you can, and use the money to build a wider variety of machines. If you can't sell off live wire, shift it to transfer all debt, or at least cash won't be bleeding from the company longer. Finally, change your dealers' attitudes towards bikes, other than big cruisers. The sad story is that Buell should have been a warning to you, Harley-Davidson. Zeitz already killed off lots of mom-and-pop dealers, so it should be easier for you to implement the change if you want to. I view this as a new chance for Harley-Davidson, and I can't say I'm sorry to see Zeitz gone. I have adamantly disagreed with the direction he's taken this company during his entire tenure. Let's talk briefly about their new chance. Harley-Davidson, you're an American icon. We want you to succeed. Riders still want your bikes, but you have to meet them at least halfway. Produce a wider range of motorcycles that'll be interesting to a broader set of riders, to make more machines more affordable as well. A single model of one of your least popular bikes is not going to cut it. You have another chance. Please don't waste it. Now, my final thoughts on this topic is I have said all along, Zeitz is going to get ousted and he's going to leave the company kind of in shambles, which he is, and he has lined his pockets with tens of millions of dollars during this tenure. So there's the story of the CEO gone sideways. The same thing's happening to KTM. If their CEO manages to keep his job, I'll be shocked, but the same thing is happening there. This is right on the heels of signing a big labor contract that like 40% increase in labor costs, only to close the factory and ship the Revolution Max bikes over to Thailand to dodge having to pay that labor rate. Now Trump gets voted into office, tariffs are a serious problem, and you just move that particular line over to Taiwan. Brilliant. We'll see what happens. I hope you found this video informing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.